respite.
Randy, if COVID had a voice, I'm sure by now it would have sued this NPP government.
Why?
And even Russia, Ukraine too says I should tell them they are tired. They shouldn't mention their names again. We are tired of Russia, Ukraine. We are tired of COVID. Both of them.
But you can't rule it out.
Both of them are saying they've had enough of the NPP.
Okay.
They shouldn't mention them as reasons for the failing. This is a government that has failed. They intended to fail. They had no clue on how to manage the economy.
Oh, how?
Oh, I'm telling you.
And this is a government that has introduced free SHS, PFJ. I mean, one district, one factory, one constituency, $1 million.
Don't even go to that free SHS. It's a policy that was a beautiful policy, but the implementation was so messed up. Nobody is interested in any free SHS today. Even the parents are angry. Parents are asking Akufo-Addo, did we send you to give us any free SHS?
We have enjoyed free SHS.
We have not enjoyed any free SHS. It has come with a whole lot of wahala.
Yeah, we can agree that it brought problems.
When you were going to school, did you carry your chop box and your trunk in? Carried your chop box and your trunk back in, out every day? You are carrying as if you are selling in the market. Did you ever do that?
No.
Do you know kids are not getting food to eat? Do you know 8 children are sharing what do you call it? One sardine? How many pieces of sardines are in the container? It's just about 3. And
it depends on the sardine you're buying.
And even if you buy Titus, 8 children are sharing 1
tin of sardine.
And I'm telling you,
that's how bad it is.
That is how it's messy. At time, it's messy. This government read governance in a book and then chewed and poured on the Ghanaians, mesmerized the Ghanaians to believe that they can do it. They had no clue. See, practicals is different from theory. When you read theory and it's practicals, you will fail if you don't know how to make it, how to implement it well. Now, let me reiterate the fact that the problem is not the revenue, the problem is the expenditure. Revenue that we have made in this country is a lot of money. These governments do not know how to spend the money. What they are doing is that they are spending the money on themselves. Now, last year, electricity tariffs went up by 30%. Then in May, it went up by 18%. Last month, it was increased by 4%. Are Ghanaians saying they will not pay? You've increased it. We are paying. What are you doing with all these monies? That is what we are saying. Today, when you go to Abossey and you go to Kukompe, you dare not mention NPP. You receive some slaps. In 2016, all the people at Abossey, they were all for the NPP. Look at what this government promised them. And look at what this governments have done to the Abossey, the Kukompe, the spare parts dealers. Look at what they have done to them. Now they have all turned around. They said they are joining the NDC, the 24-hour economy. They are all following the visionary leader, the nation builder. And so it is obvious that this government has failed. And if they have failed, they should allow us to say they have failed. They can't pretend they have not failed. Now, this IMF, were we not in this country when all of them said they will not go to IMF? Didn't you hear about Mia? We won't go to IMF. Finance minister, we won't go to IMF. Didn't you hear President himself? They won't go to IMF.
But changing of mind is allowed, no?
Of course, it is allowed. That is how come they have moved us from B ratings to a junk status. It's because changing of mind is allowed. Suppose it wasn't allowed, we would still be at our B status. Because they changed their mind and waited and took us to a junk status that made the interest escalate and came with serious conditionalities. That is how come we are where we are now. We are saying that this government has not been truthful to the good people of Ghana. We are saying that when we gave them the vehicle, they have driven us into a ditch. And the ditch is so deep that it's even difficult to come out. And the only person that can bring us out is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, who has done it before and can do it again. Randy, that is what we are saying. Today, this government came to collapse how many banks? They have collapsed all our banking sector. Something that you could have rectified without collapsing the banks. You have managed to collapse banks for 5,000 people to be unemployed. These 5,000 people who lost their jobs within the banks, some are selling in the market, some are selling by the roadside, others are sitting home crying. The security man that was at UT Bank, did he also spend some of the money? He was not a top money. He wasn't at a managerial position. And so if you decide to rectify the wrongs in the banking sector, why do you have to collapse all the entire bank, sack everybody impromptu, tell them to go home without any incentives? Now the banks that were collapsed, where are their what do you call it? I keep asking, where are their what do you call it?
Staff?
Yes, where are their staff? Where are their furniture, their computers? Where it is what do you call it? I can't remember the English word. There's a word for it. Where are their assets? The bank you collapsed, the assets that were there, where are they? Who kept it? Was it auctioned? Where did they pass? It was supposed to cost about 9 million cedis or 9 billion, whatever. What's the figure to fix the wrongs in the banks? You have come to use 25 something to collapse the entire bank, rendered graduates that were employed doing their jobs. You have rendered all of them unemployed. Imposed serious suffering on the people of Ghana. And then you tell us that now the mates that was with you that drove us into the ditch, now the mates should take over the vehicle and take us away. Now the sanitary pad you are talking about, the locally manufactured sanitary pads, they are doing well, but some are not quality. That is the truth.
Okay. The locally
manufactured one. Some are not quality. When you use it, you can be sure you saw yourself at a point. So if they have been given tax, they've been given tax exemptions, right? So when they are manufacturing or they should make sure it meets the same standard as the foreign ones. Usually we'll say Ghanaians, we don't like patronizing made in Ghana goods. But why don't we? We don't like it because they don't do it well. When I buy a foreign pad, let's say for 20 cedis, I have 3 children. I have 3 girls. They are not little. I have adults. My firstborn is 20 years. I used to buy the pad 2 cedis, 50 pesos. For the 3 girls, when I have 15 cedis, I'm good to go. Now I am buying pad for 20 cedis. So for the 3 girls, their pad is costing me 60 cedis. That is how serious it is. And so if they want us to patronize,
so this should be good news.
So
this should be good news.
It is good news, but I'm saying that the locally manufactured.
So we should also look at the quality of what they produce.
Should ensure that they give the children quality pad. Otherwise, their children will get into the classroom and they'll be soiling themselves and everything.
Great.
And then it won't make any difference.
Great.
Now let me round up.
Okay.
Rounding up, I always plead with the good people of Ghana. This gentleman they have brought, whose name is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. We know his track record. He is a complete failure. He has failed in every sense of the word. Ghanaians are not supposed to give him another mandate. Another 4 years under Mahmoud Bawumia will mean that a gallon of fuel can even cost 200 cedis.
Nana, thank you. Now